So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. So as you can see, I paid extra for priority mail for 3 days. And yeah, we're going to talk about that. So without showing an address, this is how it looks. I wasn't going to film something before, but I just wanted to be noted like how nicely packed this is, you know, because there's a palette in this. And this is really dense and nice, so that's really good. I guess my daughter wants to feel it too. Okay, that's enough, baby. So pulling back, you can see the palette is actually in bubble wrap. So I'm going to pull that out. So this is actually the palette itself. If I don't kill it first. So I'm going to do this one hand. I'm just going to take it out. And the packaging is really nice. It feels really smooth and sleek. It's like a teal, it's almost like a forest green actually, with mustard yellow writing and then gold lettering. Can't talk today. And then taking it out. So here is this. This fell out, which I'm assuming is the ingredients, which I'm going to talk more about afterwards. So the packaging is like that same velvet packaging as the Modern Renaissance palette. If you have that, it feels really, really nice. I don't think mine gets that dirty. I also keep my stuff in the original boxes, so that might be why too. But if you're traveling with the Modern Renaissance one, that's a lot lighter. So I can see that being like a lot more prone to getting dirty. Ew, don't look at my nasty nails. But this is a lot darker, so I don't think that it'll get as dirty. So opening it up, there's definitely a nice mirror. You can see me there. And it has the seal over the mirror, which I'm not going to take off yet because I'm going to show that later. No, we're not doing swatches right now, baby. No. So it has the protective sealant on it right here. And then I'm just going to do a close-up of all the shadows. You can already see this, like, and I haven't even touched the shadow yet. It's already coming off on the side, and it just rubs right out, so it's just the powder. But as many of the reviews, almost all of the reviews have been, is that it's super powdery, it has a lot of kickback, it's not blendable, it blends weird, super patchy, just all around. I've seen some YouTubers trying up to three times to try to get an eye look out of this, and it's just still doesn't look that great. So, not because they suck at what they do, because they're good at what they do. So it comes with a dual-ended brush. One seems to be more of a packer brush, and this one is more of a blending brush, which I think almost all my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette brushes I love, and they're usually a packer brush and a blending brush. So this blending brush is actually really good quality. So there are 14 shades in this palette. There are 2, from what I've seen, iridescent dual chrome type of shades and 1 metallic shade, and the rest are mattes. So I'm not going to swatch them right now. I will a little bit later in the video. But I just wanted to show the presentation of the unboxing, my first impression. I think that it looks absolutely gorgeous. If you hear the kid cartoon music in the background, I'm sorry. They're watching cartoons. I love cool tones. I mean, there's a few warms in here, but I love cool tones. This gives me really like grungy 90s vibes, early 2000s, and that's like everything I live for. So I really love the color scheme of this, the colorway of this. So I'm super excited to do a tutorial and see how these perform. Oh, they're so pretty.
Yeah, those are pretty.
They're very pretty.
Yeah.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you didn't know already, my name is Tara, and today I'm gonna discuss the ever so much controversial Subculture palette. Now, I also own the Modern Renaissance and the Master Mario palette. Honestly, this Master Mario palette feels super light compared to these other 2 ones, but we're gonna discuss how the ingredients are different. We're gonna do a demo on my eyes. We're gonna do swatches. I ordered this on the launch day. The site was kind of awful. I ordered on the Anastasia Beverly Hills website. For $25 or more, you get free shipping
free ground shipping. I paid the extra for priority 3-day mail. It still took a week and a half to get to me, so almost 2 weeks. So I think that is complete and total bullshit. I think that is absolutely ridiculous. So a lot of people have had really bad things to say about this palette. I have seen good reviews and I've seen bad reviews, but I did not swatch them yet at all. I did take the brush out of this already and feel it. If you hear a lawnmower in the background, I can't help it. I live in the middle of the sticks and this guy decided to mow his lawn. I don't understand why. It's about to rain. But anyways, so yeah, I usually do like the brushes that come in her palettes, but I'm not saying it's a bad brush, but for this palette, what I've seen, I have not demoed it yet. I don't think that it is a good brush because it's very, very dense. Even the blending side is pretty dense. Yeah, there's a packer side and a blending side. So it did come with a top coat. It comes with a very nice mirror like all of her palettes do. It has the same velvet feel texture that the Modern Renaissance has. Subculture, like I said, has the velvet packaging. It is like, everyone keeps calling it a muted teal, but I think it looks more of like a forest green with mustard yellow lettering and like rose gold Anastasia Beverly Hills on it. Their Modern Renaissance is pink and like a light baby pink with rose gold Anastasia Beverly Hills. And then on the back there's the ingredients on all her palettes. This comes with 11 mattes and 2 duochromes and 1 metallic shade is what they're claiming anyways. I mean, all in all, I think the color scheme is beautiful. I really, really like them. I love that there's cool tones in here. I actually really love cool tones a lot. My Modern Renaissance, you can tell, is very dirty and very well loved. This is obviously more of the warm tone. They're saying that these two are sister palettes and that they would be cohesive together. I can see that, and then again, I don't see that. I definitely am very, very happy that there are so many mattes in the Subculture palette, and a lot of people were complaining about the mattes, that there weren't enough mattes in the Modern Renaissance palette, but like, I'm re-looking at it. I haven't dipped into it in a while, but there are a lot of mattes in this palette, so I don't understand why people are saying that, but to each their own. Now for ingredients, everyone is saying that Master and Mario palette, which both the Subculture and Modern Renaissance have 14 shades in them. The Master and Mario palette only has 12 shades in it. So this one only has 12 shades in it. It has different packaging. There are more shimmers in this palette than there are mattes. So everyone says that, oh, Subculture is so awful. The formula of Modern Renaissance and Master and Mario were the same. They're beautiful, they're blendable, they're this, they're that. If you look on the back where the ingredients are not the same. All 3 of these palettes, the ingredients are all different. Everyone's like, the formula of these two is the same, it's the same, it's the same. No, it's not. None of these are the same. I don't know why that is got everyone's panties in a bunch, but from what I've seen, people saying that have made this work is that they're basically pressed pigments. They're pure pressed pigments. I have heard what is her name? Can't think of her name right now. The owner's daughter, why can I not think of her name right now? I can't think of her name right now, but it did say that if someone isn't happy with their palette and the way that it's performing, that they will do a free refund, like a full refund of the palette. I don't know if that means that you're gonna have to return it, or they, some places are really stingy about that and you have to take pictures and you have to go through like a million gajillion things. Some places just give you your money back. So I haven't tried it myself, so I can't tell you personally how that was. They were going to be pressing these harder and coming out with new batches. Now I've also heard that certain batches are better than others. So on mine it says that I am P7G24, which is right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, maybe you can. So that is my batch number. So I've seen people with the P7 batch having a great palette, and I've seen people with the P4 palette have a great palette. I've seen people with the P7 batch I'm spitting everywhere, have a bad experience. So I really think it depends on preference. I wouldn't even say skill, but really just preference, what you're comfortable with, the type of brushes you have, how much you dip in. I mean, I personally, and I've said this in a few videos of mine, I always go light-handed. I start out light-handed because you can always build. It's so hard to take back. You need to understand the color wheel comes into effect. If you're trying to mix two colors on the eyes that just cancel each other out, it's not going to work. It's going to turn muck. It's going to turn ashy. So I think that people are just like, hey, I'm going to throw this color on. Hey, I'm going to throw that color on. And they're not really doing their research as far as, will these colors actually look good together if they're blended out into one? Now, do I think that when you blend things together, they should all turn into, they should turn muddy? No. But when I started learning about the color wheel, making looks and stuff like that made so much more sense. So I'm gonna link J Kiss's page down below. She does a color theory series on her channel, and it's really good. You can learn a lot from it. She's amazing. And then you also have to think of that they're pressed pigments. I mean, there's just so many things that go into account here. Now, I do want to take this Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. I have my Veramona color switch right here, and I just want to tap into a few shades that people hit pan on the first time. So I don't think that Alyssa, I don't think that she intentionally meant to like make Anastasia Beverly Hills look bad. I think she genuinely got frustrated. So this is Roxy, and I'm just going to take my brush, and I'm tapping lightly. Yes, there's fallout. Yes, there's pigment on here. So I'm going to take my color switch and dust all that stuff off. And now we're going to go into Dawn. 1, 2, 3. So I actually think Dawn had more fallout, and then there's the brush. And then we're going to do the same. Then Fudge, which Fudge is the only shade that is not a different shade from Anastasia Beverly Hills, but I have heard the formula is different, and I have heard that the color itself is different. I don't own the shade in the single shades. I do own Anastasia Beverly Hills shades. I love single shades. I love them. 1, 2, 3. So that one actually wasn't that bad at all. But you see how light-handed? If you're messing with a Morphe palette, you're gonna have to go in and swirl your brush a ton of times. But with these, you don't. New Wave, which is a color a lot of people had a problem with, like just not blending out and oxidizing. I want to see if that's true. So 1, 2, 3. So that did have some fallout. My color switch look pretty though. There's all these different colors. So I mean, look at though. I mean, there's fallout, but it's not like crazy. I'm not gonna do these metallic shades because I've already heard and seen that they're, well, you know, whatever. 1, 2, 3. There's just glitter. But I've seen people's palettes crazy. Did I get the only good one? I doubt it. Look at my Modern Renaissance palette, okay? I'm gonna use the same brush. It's wiped off. 1, 2, 3. And that was Burnt Orange, one of my favorite shades. A lot of people's favorite shades. And then Love Letter. This is my favorite shade out of the whole palette. 1, 2, 3. So you just have to be light, guys. As well try Mario while we're at it. So same brush. Lola. 1, 2, 3. And then Isabel. 1, 2, 3. It definitely has less fallout. Alright, so we might as well get in with the demo. So before anything, I'm going to take my L'Oreal Beauty Sponge and my Cover FX powder, and I'm going to put a crap ton of powder under my eyes because I know from videos there's a crap ton of fallout. So if I keep looking down, that's because my mirror is right down. So first, I'm going to prime my eyes with MAC's Soft Ochre. I'm just going to take this Royal Langnickel Omani brush to do so. And I'm using this because I know that this is a good eye primer, and I'm taking my finger just to blend it out. I know this is a good eye primer. I know how it works. I have my base makeup on, but I don't have my contour on, I don't have my highlight, and I don't have my eyes. After that, I'm going to tap into that Cover FX powder, and I'm going to set my eyes. So now that my eyes are primed and set, they're nice and silky, they're not sticky, we're gonna start off, or I'm gonna start off with the shade Dawn for a transition shade. I'm just gonna use a Morphe M50 brush. I'm just gonna use this nice big fluffy brush with that shade. But I'm using a fluffy brush because it doesn't matter what it looks like. It's gonna be my transition shade, which is just gonna help everything blend together. So I'm barely tapping in with this fluffy brush, and there is fallout, but I'm just tapping it off lightly and applying it to my eyes. So far, I'm not having any trouble with this color blending out. I'm gonna take Roxy, and I'm also gonna put that in my crease, kind of right underneath that, and I'm gonna use this. I want to test out the brush in the palette, so I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush that came in the palette. So I'm just gonna stick this in my crease as well. I thought I was gonna go for a cool tone look, because, you know, that's my jam. So far, I don't think it looks bad. I don't think the colors are crazy. Roxy's fine. It's not, I'm not even like, with this brush, I don't even have to tap off access. I haven't seen anyone use the brush yet, but I don't think it's, the brush really isn't that bad for this palette. I was, like I said, I thought it was too dense, but it's not. And I'm kind of like going into my inner corner, outer V, whatever, a little bit. So it is getting a little bit harder to blend out around like right here. But that could have also been me. I may not have brought the primer up as high as I thought I did. So that could be me, not the palette. But yeah, I'm gonna take All Star, and I'm gonna put that on my outer V and my inner corner. And I'm gonna take the Luxie 237 brush to do so. And I definitely have to dust off some of that. So there was barely anything on that because I dusted so much off, but I don't want to put too much on, so I'm just gonna start building it. And so far I'm not really having much fallout either, which is crazy because I thought for sure there would be way more fallout. That's kind of weird. And I'm just blending it into that area a little tiny bit. I mean, except for where this did this little thingy-majiggy, I don't think that it looks that bad. I mean, it doesn't look perfect, but it doesn't look that bad either. And I'm just wiggling this around in my eye socket and kind of bringing it forward. And I barely tapped in, and I tapped off the excess. And then I'm just gonna, without adding more product, kind of drag it into my crease a little bit to deepen that up. Still want this a little bit darker. There we go. And I'm still not having any fallout. I don't know if you guys can see this. Like, there's major under eye creasing. I don't know what happened there. I think I need a new Tarte Shape Tape, but anyways, so I'm not having any substantial fallout. On the palette, that's another story, but as far as on my face, it's not crazy. Like, I'm not dying. So it's not doing that weird thing that it did over here on this eye. So I think that it was just, maybe I flicked the brush too hard, because that could be a possibility. So I'm going to go back in with that Anastasia Beverly Hills brush and that shade Roxy right here to just kind of add a little bit of warmth back in. Then I'm going to take the brush that I used earlier with no product. This was the brush I used for my transition shade, but I'm not going to add any product to it, and I'm just going to try to blend out some of these harsh edges. So I'm going to take Edge, this yellow right here, and I'm going to put that onto my lid. So taking Edge and this Wet n Wild's Packer brush, see if I can build up the intensity. I'm going to go back into All Star right here, and I'm going to try to deepen up over here. And then I'm gonna go back in with that no product brush and blend this out. So then I'm gonna take the other side of the Anastasia Beverly Hills pencil, and I'm gonna go over edge with the shade Electric, and I'm gonna first try it without anything on it. So there's Electric. I mean, it's not, it just looks like a glittery yellow to me. I'm gonna wet my brush with some Max Fix Plus, and we're gonna try Electric Wet. Oh yeah, way better. Way better with a wet brush. They're definitely duochrome. This is like a green, yellow, golden duochrome. I don't think there was much fallout on my face at all. Everyone was like, oh my god, there's so much fallout. For my brow bone right now, I'm going to take Cube, and I'm just going to use this Morphe M515. I've noticed you really got to dig into them. Oh, brow bone, not inner corner. Oh, I think this is so pretty. Why is no one liking that? Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it is really pretty. I'm just gonna take the brush I used earlier to wipe all this crazy powder that I have on my face away. I'm just gonna keep it super simple and just take Budge. I'm gonna use a Royal Langnickel brush. And because my top, like my eye look is kind of like crazy, oh, I hate how that is right there. I'm just gonna kind of keep my bottom lashes simple. My lash line, whatever, my lash line. I'm gonna take this Morphe M168 pencil brush, chubby pencil brush, and then I'm gonna go over Fudge with Roxy. And I'm starting from my inner corner, working out. And for my inner corners, with the same brush I used for my brow bone, I'm gonna go in with Cube, which I think this color is freaking gorgeous. I kind of wish I had put it all over my lid now. So freaking pretty. So it looks so nice on top of that, was it New Wave All-Star color? Oh my god. It would look so freaking good. I'm like dragging it up there. You know what? Let's drag it. We're gonna bring it up there. We're gonna bring it all up in here because it looks so good on top of it. It really, really does. And that's with no Fix Plus, just the color. I didn't plan this. I wanted to go with a halo eye, but this happened. I've seen so many matte looks created with this palette. I like that so much. This is, can you guys see how pretty this Cube color is? I hope you guys can see how pretty it is. And they blend and go on top of the shadows so nicely. And they go on top of one another and they blend together so nicely. I guess I'm going to use Ofra's Beverly Hills on my inner corners, and I'm just going to use that white shade. Freaking pretty. See? This is why I don't plan a look, because usually I end up with something that I like so much more. For mascara, actually, you know what? Before I even do mascara and all that, I'm going to do my face makeup. Today, I'm going to be going in with the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara for my top lashes. For eyeliner, I'm going to use the Urban Decay John Michael Basquiat collection, and this is in the shade Anatomy. And I'm sorry it's discontinued, but I really this look. First, I'm going to prime my lips with the ColourPop Lippy Stick Primer. And then I'm going to take the lip pencil from the Estee Lauder, the Barest, or the Estee Edit lip liners, I don't know. And then after that, I'm going to take the ColourPop Lippy Stick in Lumiere, which is one of my favorites. I love ColourPop Lippy Sticks. They're amazing. I mean, look at that pigment. I love this color so much. I'm going to take a little tiny bit of Cube on my finger, and I'm going to pat it. Can you see the shift in it? So pretty. Alright guys, so this is my completed look, and I definitely have some opinions about this palette, I guess you could say. But no, seriously, I actually really like this palette. This is Cube, right here, the first one. Then is Dawn. Then this one is Destiny. Then this is Adorn. All Star, which I love this shade. Mercury, which is one of the ones I didn't get to play with, and Access, which I love, but I didn't get to play with that one. So this is Roxy, then Electric, then Fudge, then New Wave, which I can't wait to play with, then Untamed, Edge, and Rowdy. So these are the swatches of the palette, finger swatches, no primer, just my stuff. Don't mind my fat arms. I used Cube, Dawn, All-Star, Roxy, Electric, Fudge, and I incorporated all of those duochrome shades, the two duochrome shade, which I actually really love. And I even put it on my lips, and I think that it looks pretty cool. I probably could have put more on, because now that I keep going, like, I made it work. I used a light hand. I didn't go in too deep. I didn't go in too heavy. I didn't jam my brush in there. I treated this palette the same way I would treat my Modern Renaissance palette or my Master Mario palette. Even my Morphe palettes, when I first dip in, I dip in lightly to see what I'm going to be dealing with. Is it going to be super pigmented? Is it going to not have pigments? My number one thing is just go light-handed. Do I think this is for someone who's just beginning with makeup? No. I definitely think that the Modern Renaissance palette blends like a freaking dream. You put it on your eyes like watercolors. It blends like beautifully. I think the Master Mario palette is a great palette, but it needs a little bit more work. Everyone raved about this freaking palette. And, I mean, these two aren't that much different as far as the quality of it. So I really think they did a great job. I mean, what mattes are you going to see that look like this, guys? This never happens. Especially dark mattes. I mean, come on. I don't know. Don't feel like these shadows oxidized on me at all. But if someone were to say these oxidized, I watched it happen on the video. I don't know if that had to do with the lighting or the primer or the brushes or a bad batch. I don't know. Is there a quality problem? I don't know, because I've heard people say they had the batch that I got and their palette was awful, and vice versa. So I don't know. Do I recommend this palette? I recommend this palette. I'll say exactly what Stephanie Nicole said. Go play with it in the store, swatch it, put it on your eyes with a brush, grab a brush, have them clean it at Sephora, plop it on your eyes, play with it, and see if you like it. If you're used to digging your brush into something and plopping it on your eyes, you're probably not going to like this. But I personally think that it's great quality. I really, really like it. I'm in love with it just for these shades. I mean, the colors. I had the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette, and I had a hard time with one Poison, I think it was. I had a hard time with the color Poison. It's that bluish color. Everyone kind of says it looks like Access, but I don't really think it, I mean, it does, but it really doesn't. I think the colors look true to pan on the eyes as well. I'm looking at myself on the other side. I mean, except for like the duochrome ones, obviously. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna put in my little notes in the description box how they wore on my eyes. That way you know, like, did they wear good? Did they wear bad? I know I saw Raw Beauty Christy. She did an update and her eyes looked awful. I'm gonna try to do an update, but I can't promise because I've already been to work. I'm tired. I know it's excuses. I'm sorry. But if you guys want updates in the future on stuff like this, let me know in the comments below. And I definitely will. And I'm sorry if this video is super, super, super long. There was just so much controversy about this palette. And I mean, I like grungy makeup, if you can't tell. I like colors. I like grunge. I like natural. I just love makeup. And I think they did Ordina. Is that her name? Ordina? Anastasia's daughter? That's who made this palette. And I believe that she put her blood, sweat, and tears into this. And I like it. I'm not kissing the brand's ass. I'm a tiny little YouTuber in this world right now. You know, my opinion doesn't really matter per se. So I just think that, I don't know, I like it. I like it. I can make it work. So I like it. I like it. I like it. I might not like this eyeliner with this look. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. I just keep like looking. I keep looking at these freaking, this is cube color and this electric color, and I'm just like, why does no one like these colors? Anyways, so I really hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you, like me, want to hang out, want to be friends, maybe go out to eat, you know, have tea, you know, spill the tea maybe, click the subscribe button. I try to upload at least twice a week. I've been known to do at least 4 times a week. I don't have a set schedule right now because my life is hectic, but I'm trying. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.